Welcome Facebook Live and YouTube, depending upon where you're seeing this or how you're seeing it. Jamie and I are at Buttermilk Falls today. We're out for a 3-mile run, 3.5-mile run. Say hi, honey.
Hi.
And Buttermilk Falls is in Spring Glen. So we access the rail trail just past the Nevele. It is the Nevele Rail Trail, though. So make sure you have permission to be on private property if you're going on private property. But there is an access point right on the other side over here that people drive up to and come right up to the trail here. But the rail trail goes from the Nevele all the way until Spring Glen. And I've ran that many times. Really cool, nice little flat little trail. Hopefully that'll be restored one day where it can be public use, which I believe is the plans, is what they're talking about, the Nevele folks. So, olive oil. I've been doing a lot of, always known a lot about olive oil. I've always done a lot of videos on olive oil, like don't never ever cook with olive oil. Because olive oil is so fragile that it breaks down really quickly and becomes a carcinogen, and it becomes extra rancid instead of extra virgin. So I want to do like a 3, 4, maybe 5-part series on olive oil, where they're 3 to 4 minute long videos. And I'm thinking this is going to be kind of the first video in here, because a lot of people buy olive oil and they keep olive oil. So olive oil, how long should you keep olive oil open for? Do you have any idea, honey?
Well, I know only because you told me.
But
before you told me, I had no idea.
No idea. So olive oil is basically fresh pressed juice from a fruit. Olives are indeed a fruit. They have a seed in them, so olives are classified as a fruit.
If you take an olive right off a tree, which we've done before, and you taste it, it is so bitter you can't even...
Yeah, it's not really something you want to...
Not good.
It's not the typical peach or plum or apple that you're used to when I say fruit. Keep in mind, avocados are a fruit too, and so are tomatoes. So olives are indeed a fruit. So the olive oil that you're getting is actually basically juice. It's fruit juice, is one way of looking at it, but it's pure oil because olives are loaded with oil. So the experts are saying, I've known this over the years, you always store olive oil in a dark, cool place and airtight. But once you open that package, most experts agree, 3 to 6 weeks.
Wow. And
that oil's done, it's gone. Instead of extra virgin, it's extra rancid. Olive oil is now the only olive oil you want to buy is extra virgin to begin with. And folks, I have some news for you. There's no such legal definition for extra virgin and all these kind of things that are slapped on labels here in America. So that's why there's so much to cover on olive oil, and I'm also going to talk more about all those labels about olive oil. But folks, if you're going to the store to buy olive oil, buy smaller units, buy smaller bottles. Don't buy a bigger container and think you're going to save money and open it up and hold that for more than 6 weeks. That's right, 6 weeks, folks.
Wow.
So the first thing you want to do when you get home with your olive oil is you want to put it into a refrigerator and keep it cold, dark, and airtight. Use it, and if you're going to open it, put a date on it, write a date on it, put a sticker on the bottom, masking tape or whatever, and get rid of it within 6 weeks, optimally 3 weeks. Now, we know the folks over at Wild Hive Farms. He is very strict on selling people flour, whole grain flours. He wants you to be able to buy 2 or 3 or 4 times as frequency of flour than you buying like a 25-pounder for home. He wants you to buy like a pound or 2 pounds or 5 pounds for home use, and once you use it, reorder it. He is associated a strong correlation with certain types of celiac or certain levels of celiac with rancid flour, because flour goes rancid just like olive oil. And if you're going to a grocery store and buying a bag of flour that's been sitting on the shelf, it's a storage crop, and it's been sitting in, for who knows how long, which is a whole total other video, by the way, flour, so maybe we'll do that later. But olive oil has vintages. So you always want to buy the freshest vintage of olive oil. So whether you're buying it from the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere makes a big difference. Australia and South America has their season, and then California and northern hemisphere like Italy, Spain, Greece, Tunisia, and believe it or not, France. France does have some very small olive oil producers. They're all family owned. They had a massive frost back in the 30s, which wiped out a lot of the olive groves. And the big companies said, we're never going to invest in France again. So only people who say they're with a small family-run olive oil producer. So if you ever see French olive oil, folks, pick it up. It's probably a treat. It's handcrafted. It's from a small family. So definitely look for French olive oil. And we'll talk about the seasons of olive oil in this series. We'll talk about the legal definitions the pressing, the different qualities of pressing, because what they do to olive oil is they deodorize it. They bring it up to such a high heat, certain olive oils, because they want to stretch it and add chemicals, hexane gas, and they have to get the hexane gas out and deodorize it, so they have to really heat it up, and they really destroy. If you're not, folks, if you're not buying great quality olive oil, don't buy olive oil whatsoever at all. But the point of this video is 3 to 6 weeks. Once it's open, use it, and then get rid of it. It turns from extra virgin to extra rancid. And let's finish our run.
Have a good day.
There we are. Buttermilk Falls, near Spring Glen, New York. Just gonna do a little 360 pan here. And back to the waterfall. If you've been to this waterfall, give a huge thumbs up. If you like olive oil, give a huge thumbs up. If you like the video, give a huge thumbs up and share it.